Okay, Angel, so we're just going to start up here right now. Just want to look over the sides of the boat, make sure there's no major damage of any sort up here. You're more than welcome to come and take a look. We'll look down the boat, make sure there's nothing down there, any damage on both sides. Alright, we're going to start here with the anchor. Okay? Here's your anchor. It's in good state. It's not bent. Okay? If you use the anchor, make sure it goes under here, not over top of it. If it's over top, it might bend the rail. So make sure it goes underneath the rail. And then, very important, make sure it's tied off. Because if it's not tied off, you throw the anchor out, walk back there, it's just going to keep going. It's not going to do you any good. Okay? When you're anchoring, you should have 2 to 3 times the amount of rope out as you do depth. Or we call it scope. The scope would be the angle of the line. Okay? That right there would be a good scope. You don't want it straight down. If it's straight down, the anchor is just going to bounce off the bottom, and it's not going to have a chance to catch right there. Are you going out to the ocean today?
Yeah, I might take a swing out there.
Okay. There are mooring balls out there that you can tie off to. This does several things. One, it allows you to anchor on the reef. You can snorkel, you can fish out there. And the other thing it's mainly important for is if you don't have to anchor, it makes it much easier, and you're not chewing up the reef. Okay. Now, there's a couple things important to do when you're tying onto the mooring ball. Okay. When you get into the mooring ball, you're going to have someone up front with your boat hook. You're going to pull into the mooring ball into the wind. So right now the wind's coming from this direction. So you'll slowly go up to the mooring ball into the wind. Somebody will grab the mooring ball line and bring it up. Okay? Now, this is very important. Instead of taking, on that mooring ball there's an eye, okay, of a loop. You could take that loop and just put it over there. But it's highly advised not to do that, okay? A couple reasons. One, it doesn't give you as much scope, so it's pulling the boat down all the time. But two, it can be dangerous, because if you're trying to get off there, people have lost their fingers out there. So instead of putting it up there, use your front line right here, take it through the eye of the mooring ball, and then just tie it off right back here, okay? Now this will do another couple things. It will allow you to get off the mooring ball easy and safely without having to worry about losing fingers, okay? Never, ever stop the boat or cut the boat off until you're secure on the mooring ball or until you're secure on the anchor, okay? Likewise, never let go of the mooring ball or pull up the anchor until you've started the boat. In case something happens, the boat floods or what have you, you let go of the mooring ball, now you're afloat and the boat won't start, okay? So when the time comes to leave, all you have to do is untie your line here, drop it in the water, float away, and then pull that line in. It makes it much easier, much safer, okay? I'm going to put the boat hook right back here. So here's your boat hook, by the way. Now up here forward, you have your life jacket. Do you have any children on the boat today?
Just one.
Just one? And how old is he or she? Is it a boy or girl?
It's a boy, 7-year-old boy.
7-year-old boy? Okay. So, legally, he does not have to wear a life jacket. It's only children 6 years old and younger. Again, we highly recommend. I make my kids wear their life jacket. Do you know how much he weighs?
About 35 pounds.
35 pounds? That's a pretty small 7-year-old.
Yeah, he's real light.
Anyway, so what we're going to do is we'll get a life jacket. We have life jackets for under 50, and we have life jackets for 50 to 90. Excuse me. Hey, David, can you do me a favor and get me a life jacket for under 50?
Sure,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Okay. So let's count your life jackets here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 life jackets. Okay? Do you know how to put a life jacket on?
No, sir.
Okay, it's very simple. This just goes over your head, and the important part is this goes under your arms and clicks in. It's not under your arms, it's going to float away. Okay? You're welcome to wear these. If you feel like you want to have them out, easily accessible, we can put some right out here. Otherwise, they'll be right here. Okay? And the Child's Life Check will be here in a minute. This is a flare kit, and here's your registration if you get pulled over by a Coast Guard. If you get pulled over by the Coast Guard, they're going to ask to see your life jackets, your flare kit, and a couple other items. Everything's on here, okay? The flare kit. It is illegal to shoot these flares off in the intercoastal. It is illegal to shoot these flares off if it's not a true emergency, okay? So these are here only for a true emergency, not to play 4th of July, all right? And here's your registration if you get pulled over by the Coast Guard. There's also a spare whistle in here if something happens to your whistle over here or your horn. Let's go ahead and move back here. This is your throw cushion, man overboard cushion. So if someone falls overboard, you can throw that right out to them. You have 2 fenders on the boat. You have a forward fender and an aft fender. You have 2 lines on the boat. You have your forward line, and you have your back line right back here. Let's go ahead and pull this up right now, because your wife was telling me she didn't want to get so much sun, right?
Yeah.
You have 1 bungee cord. You see how it's wrapped up. If you want to pull your bimini pop back up and roll it back up, then just use that bungee cord, okay? Go up here. So you can see these just clip in here very easily. And this will give you your shade. You have your cooler right here. And back here you have your boat hook and your paddle, okay? Okay, so I'm just going to store the bungee cord right in here if you need it. Again, if you're going to be running fast and you want the sun, just wrap it up so the thing's not flopping in the wind. Okay? You have your Humminbird depth finder, fish finder here. This is how it works. Okay? Stereo right here. Do you have any CDs in your car that you want to bring with you?
Yeah, I'll have my wife get it.
Okay, that's great. Also, on this boat, all the boats, we have a dual battery system on here. Okay? So today is the 7th, and we're running on battery number 1. Okay? If for any reason the battery dies, it cuts, it lost its charge or something, you have a spare battery. That's your extra battery, okay? What you want to do is you'll just switch it over to the other battery. Make sure your key's out. Because if your key's on and you accidentally go past the off position, you could blow the main fuse. So we're going to pull that out, and we're going to switch it right over to battery number 2, or both. Okay? Now you have to be in the neutral position to start the boat. If it's in gear, nothing's going to happen. Okay?